Hi, and welcome to Divine Me Time. My name is Beth, and today I'll be sharing a practice with you for shoulder mobility. So please read through this little disclosure and make sure you take good care of yourself as we get started here. I'll meet you on your mat. We'll begin in constructive rest, and as we go down to the floor, we'll do this using the Gokhale method. So round down, holding onto your knees, tucking your chin, and as you come down to your forearms, you're going to use the pressure of the forearms into the floor and towards the feet to create some lengthening through the spine. You'll feel it in the lower back. And then when you're ready, lower yourself all the way down to the floor. And then release one shoulder down away from the ear, just dragging it towards the feet, and then the other shoulder down. And then instead of extending our legs long, we will keep them bent in constructive rest, so you might want to bring them a little closer to the body. And just work to soften here and to really let go and feel the back body supported by the ground. Feel the closeness, the hugging in to the support. Breathe and soften the belly with each exhalation. Release any unnecessary holding or tension in the body. Work to deepen and smooth the breath. When you're ready, draw your arms out to the sides at the height of the shoulder. So you're making a big T. We're going to reach out with one arm, keeping it heavy on the floor, simply tensing the arm and extending the fingers, reaching out in one direction and release, and then the other direction and release. Going back and forth, right to left. As you do this, stay aware of the sensation of being pulled apart versus tensing and tightening around the joints and reaching. So the joints will stay connected and in back towards the body, even as you stretch and reach away. Now reach out with both hands in opposite directions, again sensing that line of tension from middle finger to middle finger, and relax. Do that a few times. You can begin to make the movement a little larger and allow whatever wants to happen in the back body or pelvis to accompany this reach. You may find that the space between the shoulders, right along the spine, lifts from the floor as you reach. Just explore for yourself how the body responds. And go ahead and rest, feeling the effects of that simple practice. Now we'll begin a practice of rotating through the arms. So the thumbs are currently facing probably upward towards the head. Rotate through the arm to bring the thumbs down towards the feet. All one movement through both arms. And just feel that. Feel your fingers firmly on the floor here. Notice any accompanying sensations. And then rotate back. Repeat this a couple of times for yourself. The arm moving as one unit. Or I should say both arms moving as one unit. And now let's lead with the thumbs. So allow your thumbs to cross your hands down towards your feet and then your wrists into the forearms and then into the shoulder and back. So this time, instead of feeling as though you are moving the whole arm at once, we are breaking down the movement, this spiraling pattern starting with the thumbs and moving up the arms into the shoulders. Notice any differences or changes that simple alteration creates for you. And then when you're ready, just rest for a moment. And we will begin to bring the pinkies up towards the head. So starting with both arms moving together from the shoulder. Allowing yawns if they come. Rolling up, feeling what's happening through the back of the body from shoulder to shoulder. And rolling back to neutral. When you're ready, you might want to investigate now, leading with the pinky and then the wrist, forearms into the shoulder. Again, just noticing how this little change shifts the sensations you feel, or perhaps even the amount of freedom you feel. Allow it to open your chest. Allow it to inspire a deeper breath. And rest. Now that you have a sense of this type of movement firmly in place, I want you to get a little more exploratory with it. So you have some options here. You can continue to rotate the arms, but allow the pelvis to move either towards the feet, arching the back, or up towards the head, flattening the back, and noticing the connection and how things feel through the whole trunk upper body right into the head as you explore this spiraling of the arms with the tilting of the pelvis. Feeling free to hold if you like a particular sensation, or to continue just to flow through. You may find having the thumbs down towards the feet with the pelvis tilted up towards the head to be more of a match. Or you might find the reverse is true for you. Then pause and just rest for a moment. We'll do another exploration here, this time with the opening and closing of the legs. So as your thumbs reach down to your feet, you might press your legs together. As your pinkies wind up towards the head, allow your legs to open. And try the reverse as well. So as you bring your thumbs down towards your feet, allow your legs to open. And as your pinkies rise upward, allow your legs to come together and squeeze. Notice what is happening through the spine as you do. Reaching, stretching, breathing, always linking breath with movement. And then coming back to a neutral place. We have one more exploration here, so I'm going to invite you now to move the arms in opposition. So instead of having both thumbs down towards the feet, you'll have one thumb toward the feet and one pinky towards the head. Allow the head to fall in whatever direction feels natural for you. Allow the whole upper body to respond to this movement and to deepen. You might even find that the downward thumb side hip wants to stitch up towards that arm, shortening through that waist as the other side lengthens. Allow the movement to have its own momentum and chain reaction through the body. Then resting back in neutral, just feeling the effects of everything we've done as you draw the arms alongside the body. When you're ready, gently push up to a seated position. Now, we're going to do some slidey movements. So if you're on a mat, I suggest you move the mat away and use a slippery surface, either a blanket on a hard floor or something like I have here. Carpet is fine. Anything you can slide along. And as you're sitting here and reaching out to one side, just allow what would be the underside arm to reach out towards the floor as if you were going to lay your head on your arm, which is what we are moving towards. Now, some of you might be quite tight under the arm and into that side body. If that's the case, it might be enough for you to continue to work with that movement of simply sliding the arm a little at a time until you can rest your head on your arm. And if you don't get there today, know that that's okay. So staying here now with your head on your arm, your knees bent and drawn up to about level of the hips, you can just make sure that you're neither about to roll forward or back. So nice and balanced on your side body. And then what we're going to do is roll that arm just as we did with the arms outstretched to the side. So just rolling the arm, leaving the head on the arm and letting the head be carried along as you rock. It is not the head that is initiating the movement. It is the arm rotating. You can grow the movement as you feel a release through the tightness of any muscles. You can open up slightly more to the back and draw the nose closer to the floor in the front. You're welcome to rest or pause anywhere that feels like a wonderful sensation. Once you can open up to the back, see if you can rest there for a moment. Let your head drop. You want to be heavy. And then allow that elbow to come towards you, under your waist and around to the back side. So my arms here, you can't see the back arm, but it's kind of a Z shape if you were to follow the front arm to the back arm. They're in opposition. Then draw that back arm. See if you can rotate the shoulder all the way around. What do you have to do to bring that arm back under your head from behind you? And then continue to rock back and forth again. We'll repeat that same thing. So as you open to the back, bring that arm under your waist and around behind you. And when you're ready, continue with the circle. Picking up the upper body as much as you need to and the head as much as you need to allow yourself to come all the way around. Yes, this takes practice, so if you're finding it difficult, don't worry, you can return to this again. Let's continue now with the rocking. We're going to change the direction that we're taking the arm when we circle it around. So again, rocking back and forth. As you're able to bring your cheek to the front this time, allow your arm to stretch to the upper corner behind you. Can you relax and trust? Bending that elbow, turning it to bring it under your waist and back around. Whee! It's kind of fun once you get going. We'll repeat that. So making a circle. You can make these circles as much as you want or just do one very slowly. And it is important to go slow if this is your first time, because there's a lot happening here that if you speed right through it, you may not sense everything you need to. Rolling on to the back when you feel complete with a couple of circles. Let's just feel both sides of the body now. the side of the body that was closest to the ground with the moving arm. How does it feel different from the upward facing side of the body? And we'll now balance out those two sides. So you can just roll onto your second side. I'm going to swing around so I'm still facing the camera. Now, it's easy for me to bring my head to my arm, so if you can go right there, that's fine. But if not, just remember that little sliding practice that can help you get a sense of how tight you are there and prepare you for what's to come. You may find that you can bring your head easily to your arm, or you might find that you're just not ready today to go any further than this, and that's okay too. When you are ready to, go ahead and bring your head all the way down, resting on your arm, and just settle here for a moment, again drawing the knees up to about the level of the hips, resting the arm alongside the body, and just checking you're on your side and neither rolling to the front or back as a matter of balance. And then when you're ready, just drawing that front arm to help give you some leverage as you start. Now here I accidentally started to move with my head first, and you might not have noticed that, but it is really important, and I did catch myself. Whoops, gotta start with the wrist or the hand. So be sure that you are initiating from the arm and the head just comes along for the ride. The head can pick up a really interesting sensation of kind of hearing and feeling what the arm is doing. So rocking back and forth, remembering to kind of grow the movement organically as the body starts to trust and feel closer to the floor each time, perhaps to the front end, closer to the floor as you open up to the back, allowing the head to drop to the floor if that's available to you. So as you begin to soften and really as you are able to open, just hold and kind of stretch through it. And get ready for the circles. We're going to draw the elbow of the down-facing arm towards the knees. Take that arm under the space of the waist and swoop it over to the back. So we're in a Z shape with the arms. Holding here for a moment just so you can feel and make sure it's not too intense for you to continue on. And then when you're ready, you can extend that arm all the way around, bringing it back to the point of origin. Let's repeat that circle again to the back. So as you roll, drawing that elbow through, under the belly, around all the way. You can keep going this time if you want to. You know, the idea is to really try to smooth out the entire circle. And then let's go the other way. So rocking again. When you're ready, you might take more than I did there. When you're ready, just rest all the way to the floor with the back arm extended to the upper corner. Allow the body to feel that position, and then you can draw that arm around and through and all the way back to the origin point. Let's repeat that. So coming to the floor and allowing that arm to circle all the way behind you and back. Resting here. And then what we'll do is we'll scissor the legs to come onto the belly so that the top leg will come forward, the bottom leg will go back, and then you'll roll onto your stomach. You can either turn your head to one side or rest your forehead on your hands. Just feeling again both sides of the body. They should feel more similar now. You're welcome to bend your toes back and reach with the heel away from you, one leg at a time, to find some length through the lower back and through the whole spine, really. And then relax back to the ground. Just notice how everything is feeling. Focus here on the sensation of the breath. And with each exhalation, feel the ribs moving towards the floor. When you're ready on an exhalation, use that fall of the ribs toward the floor to be picked up by the scruff of your neck, pressing your hands into the floor and up into extension. And rolling back down. You can turn your head to one side or the other. Let's repeat that. So again, finding the breath, finding the ribs on the exhalation as they move closer to the floor. Finding that sensation of the scruff of the neck as if you were a cat, and using the hands, pressing them into the ground to lift the chest, staying soft through the lower back and legs. And lowering now, turning the cheek to the other side. Well done. So we will prepare for Shavasana now. So go ahead and turn and roll onto your back. You're welcome to grab any kind of props you would like. If you want something under your head or knees, perhaps a blanket. And give your body time to integrate all the information it received. Allow your shoulders to let down. I'll leave you here, yogis. Take as much time as you'd like in your Shavasana. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure to check out my website at divinemetime.com for more information about my services. May you be happy, healthy, and fulfilled.